It has felt like Christmas Eve.
I just cried at the ending, and I do not cry at books often.
And eat my hair apparently as well. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another weekend reading vlog. These are my jam at the moment. I love a good weekend reading vlog, so I hope you do too. This one is a little bit different because I'm starting it on Saturday evening instead of the usual Friday. Basically last night was just a write-off because I had some family plans, so there was no reading getting done. Today I have been just a tad hungover from said family plans so no reading has been done today either, but I'm planning to read a lot from now on, and I think I'll keep this vlog going until like Monday night or something, so we've still got the same amount of time that we usually would. It's just not quite the weekend. It's a bit of a different weekend this week, but that's fine. So I have two plans for this weekend in terms of reading, and those are, well, the first one's on my Kindle and that is Our Stop by Laura J. Williams, which I got in a recent Kindle book haul for about £99 or something. It's basically a really cute fluffy rom-com that I just needed in my life at the moment. I found that with fantasy I was needing a break. I was starting to feel like I was slogging along with it and I wasn't probably taking anything in. So yeah, I needed a break from fantasy. I needed a contemporary, something fast and easy and fun, so I've picked up Our Stop, and I think I'm about 50%, 60% through it already, so I'll definitely be finishing this one off either tonight or tomorrow morning, but I have a feeling I'll finish it tonight because it's such a fast read and I'm really in the mood to get some good reading done tonight. After that, my plan is to pick up the absolute polar opposite of a book, and that is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. This one is a very dark and difficult read, but it is one that I've been meaning to get round to for a long time, and I'm hoping to read this full book by the end of the weekend as well. So there should be two books getting read this week, just completely different types of fiction. This one I'm hoping to not enjoy, because I don't think enjoy is the word for this one because of how dark and because of the subject matter, but I'm hoping to appreciate it for what it is. I just think it sounds like it's such an incredible read, and I've heard amazing things from a few of my friends like Spoops who had a rave review for this book, so I'm hoping I will feel the same. I'm also kind of buddy reading this with Katerina from Bambina Katerina and Rhiannon from Welsh Reader. Basically Katerina was already reading this on my reading sprints on Thursday night, and then as she spoke about it, the more she spoke about it, me and Rhiannon realised we wanted to read it as well, so we've jumped in there with her and we're kind of doing a little bit of a buddy read. That is the plan for this weekend, to finish both of these books. But right now I am actually getting ready just to watch Maddie's premiere for her March TBR game, her Dart Attack. I am so excited. I've been so excited for this all day. It has felt like Christmas Eve, so yeah, I'm so excited. It's literally just about to start, so I'm going to jump into that now and I will update you again soon.
Hello. So it is quite a bit later now. We are verging on 25 to 10, but basically to give you an update, I watched and interacted with Maddie's premiere for her Dart Attack, which was amazing as always. I just love her TBR game so much. And then I had a quick dinner and then I went straight on live for Spoops' 2K live game show, which was so much fun. I was filling in for Tamsin because she is away filming at the moment, and we're not going to talk about how I did for her team. We're just gonna skim over that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's just, I love live shows so much and I love speaking to all of my lovely friends that I have made for this community. It just makes me so happy. So yeah, I've had a lovely night, but now it is time to read. So where actually am I with Our Stop? Oh, Our Stop by Laura J. Williams basically is about two characters. We have Nadia and, why can't I remember his name, Daniel. So we have two perspectives of these two people, and basically it starts with the fact that Daniel has seen Nadia on the tube every morning. They get the same tube to work, and he then puts a message in the misconnection section of the newspaper saying like, oh, to the girl with the coffee stains on her shirt, drink sometime or something like that. And then she then finds it and thinks it's about her, so replies, and then they start interacting through these messages in this newspaper, and they have so many like missed meetings for different reasons, and it's so good so far. Like, it is, I love how it's written, because sometimes that whole like missed meeting, I can't actually remember what it's called right now, but that whole like missed meeting thing can get really annoying if it goes on for too long, or if it's not done well, and it can just get really frustrating. Whereas with this one, I think it's done really well, and it's just like, oh, like please meet, but not like, oh my god, I'm done with this. And I really like the two characters in this. Nadia is freaking hilarious. Like, the way this is written is just, the comic value is so good. So yeah, I found myself like literally laughing out loud at this book, and I love when a book manages to do that. That's when you know it's written well, when you actually outwardly laugh. And yeah, I just want them to get together now. We're at 63%, page 220, and they still have not met properly. And the interesting thing is, he knows what she looks like, and he even knows her name. She does not know what he looks like and does not know his name, so whenever she's on the tube, she's kind of like, is he here? sort of thing. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of like really interesting points made in it, and yeah, it's exactly what I needed, just a nice, fast, fluffy rom-com. So I am gonna try and read more now. Like I said, I'm 63% of the way through. Ideally, I'd really like to finish this tonight, but my eyes are already drooping. Like, I am already really tired. So we shall see. I'm gonna attempt to read as much as I can. Hopefully I'll just totally get stuck into it and like get lost in the book and not realise time is passing. I just want to stay in this little world. I would love for that to happen, but I'm not sure how optimistic I feel right now. But we shall see. Got my nighttime snacks. We have some nice and spicy knickknacks here, although there's really not that many left now. And I also have these Reese's peanut butter cream mini eggs, and they are delicious. So I'm having a good time here, full of nutrition and goodness. Hello. So I have just finished Our Stop on the Kindle. I just sat and read 140 pages without stopping because I could not stop. This book, this is not the book, this is my Kindle, but you get the idea, was bloody amazing. 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it so much. Like, I just cried at the ending, and I do not cry at books often. Granted, I am a little hungover, and therefore my emotions are a bit heightened, but the way they came together at the end was just the most perfect thing. It was just done so well. Like, it was so cute and romantic, and obviously because there's so much build up for the whole book and all of these near misses, it needed to be good when they finally got together. Like, it, for all of that, for it to be an anticlimax would have been horrific. So it needed to be good, and it was brilliant. Like, Laura J. Williams, she knows how to write a contemporary. I love a good contemporary, and that has got to be one of my favourites now. Like, it was just so good from beginning to end. It was so fun and clever and romantic, and not only that, but it had so many really important discussions in it as well. We had discussions about mental health and sexuality and feminist discussions. We had discussions about masculinity and toxic masculinity. We had discussions about consent. There was so much packed into this book that was really important, as well as it just being a fun rom-com as well. Like, I just loved it. I loved it so much, and I own Laura J. Williams' other book, The Love Square, downstairs. I got it in one of those like 3 for £5 paperback deals at the works, and I have yet to read it, but now all I want to do is read it. Because if it's as good as Our Stop, I've got to love it. And I'm just so happy that I picked this book up, because I really didn't expect it to love it as much as I did. Like, I thought it would be like, yeah, like a fun, fluffy read, but I just loved it so much. Kind of gave me Talia Hibbert vibes, but with less steamy content. It was just so good. It was so good. And it is now like 11:20, so technically I guess I could pick up My Dark Vanessa, but I'm not sure if I want to do that, because obviously it is a much darker book with difficult subject matter, so I don't know if I want to pick that up right now, or I should pick that up after a good sleep when my brain is fully in gear and able to properly appreciate it. So I might just get ready for bed, or I might just sit here and think about how much I loved that book and how sweet it was and how well done it was for a while. I don't know. I'll get back to you when I have further thoughts. Hello everyone and happy Sunday. Yes, it is the next day. No, I did not stay up and read any more last night. I realised I was absolutely exhausted and I needed to go to my bed, so that is what I did. I went to sleep and this morning I've just been chilling. I've had quite a lot of pain this morning, so me and Brandon have just been chilling out, watching some TV, eating some pizza, having all the chilled couple vibes, which is exactly what I needed. But I am now about to pick up my next book of the weekend, which, as I mentioned, is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. I am ready for this. I'm not feeling quite as emotional as I was yesterday, so I feel like that's good because I think I'm going to need to be strong for this book. From what I have heard, this book is about a young woman called Vanessa who, when she was 15, had a sexual relationship with her English teacher, and now years on, when she is 32, there is a whole host of allegations coming out about him and other men, I believe, who abused their former students. And when Vanessa hears this, she is horrified because she has always truly believed that what she had with her teacher was love, not abuse. So it's all about her coming to terms with that and trying to sort of rework everything in her head of the idea that she had about this relationship. And I'm assuming we have flashbacks to what actually happened, and I don't know if we're going to see those through her eyes or if we're going to see it through the eyes of like a third perspective. I'm not really sure. All I know is that it is quite an uncomfortable read. It's a dark, heavy read, but an important one all the same. So I am really looking forward to reading it. As I said, I am buddy reading this with Katerina and Rhiannon. Katerina, I believe, is quite a bit through it because, like I said, me and Rhiannon just sort of jumped on the bandwagon at the last minute. Rhiannon, I think, is also starting this today, which is quite nice, so we'll all be able to chat about it. I think as well it's a good book to buddy read because it's a good book to discuss, because I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of thoughts and feelings as I go along on this, so it'll be good to discuss those with other people who are reading it as well. Yeah, I don't know if this is based on a true story, because at the beginning, how there's always like a little acknowledgement at the start, like who the book is dedicated to. This one says, for the real life Dolores Hayes and Vanessa Wise, whose stories have not yet been heard, believed or understood. And it doesn't say in the like blurb that it's based on a true story or anything, so I don't know if these are real people or if when she says that she means to the real life women in general who have gone through this. I don't know, I need to look that up. But yeah, basically I'm really intrigued by this. I'm hoping to get a lot from it. I keep saying to enjoy it, but I don't think enjoy is the right word. I'm not really sure what the right word is. Appreciate it. I don't know. But yes, I am now going to settle down. I think I'm going to put on Maddie's sprints because, let's face it, it's 2:20, so she's probably still going. It's Sunday. She tends to go all day on a Sunday. So yeah, I'm going to pop those on and yeah, start this book. Hello, so I promised I was about to go and do some reading. I promise I was. However, I just had a knock at the door and I have some mail and I am pretty sure I know what this is. I have not ordered any books for myself recently because I'm skint, but I do know of one person who has sent something to me, which I'm very, very excited about. So this is it. I'm just going to want to drop
everything and read this book, but we shall see. Otherwise I have absolutely no idea what this is. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it. Oh my god, it is what I think it is. Oh, and there's a little extra thing in here as well. So first of all, we have a book that I've been wanting to read for so long. Everyone talks about it and everyone says how amazing it is, and now I finally own it, and that is The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. The lovely Maddie from Book Browsing Blog sent me this because she knows I'm now in isolation waiting to get my operation, so I've got 2 weeks of isolation before that to make sure that I don't have COVID when I go to the hospital to get my operation. So of course I will be doing a lot of reading over the next couple of weeks. So she sent me this incredible book because we were talking about it on some live reading sprints. I think it were my live reading sprints actually, on Thursday possibly. And we were talking about this book and everyone was talking about how amazing it is and how emotional it is and how incredible a read it is. So basically she sent me it because she's an absolute angel, and yeah, now I just want to drop everything and read this book. I can't even describe to you how excited I am to read this book. I've heard nothing but incredible things about it. And then of course, because she is an absolute gem, she also sent me some sweeties. These look delicious. I love a candy kitten. They are delicious. And they're wild strawberry. I don't know if I've had wild strawberry. I usually get the watermelon ones, so I'm excited for these as well. So I can curl up, read my amazing book, and eat my delicious sweets. And eat my hair apparently as well. So thank you, Maddie. You know I love you with all my heart. Hello. So it's a little bit later now, but I am on page 60 of My Dark Vanessa, and this book is so messed up. It's so messed up, but it is so well written in the way that the author gives you some sort of understanding of the victim's feelings and thoughts, and the way that she has understood everything that's happened. And a lot of what I've read so far has been like a flashback to her time at school, and it's like a boarding school that she's at where this happened, so she doesn't even have family that she can speak to about anything that's going on. She's completely isolated, and she is someone who, like, it's very clear in reading it that he has chosen her because she's very isolated and she doesn't really have any friends, so no one's really going to notice what's going on in her life, and she's not going to be able to speak to anyone about what's going on in her life. Like, it's clear he's chosen her for a reason and he knows what he's doing, but obviously that's not clear to her. And the whole like grooming aspect of this again is really clear to the reader but not clear to Vanessa, whose perspective we are reading. It is third person, but obviously it's like her perspective, and it's just really interesting and uncomfortable reading her thoughts on everything that's happening and how she's seeing what he's doing and what she thinks he feels for her and things like that. It's even like the idea of consent in this. So like where I am in like the flashbacks, we didn't see it get as far as the abuse, but even in the lead up to that, it's like he pushes things onto her for her to then say this is okay, so that he's then in a strange way getting her consent for what's going on, even though she doesn't understand what she's consenting to. I'm trying to think of the example for that. Yeah, so he finds a poem that it's about, it's got something about red hair, and she's got red hair, and he says, oh, this reminded me of you. And then he says to her, is it okay that it reminded me of you? Obviously, no, it's not okay, but he gets the 15-year-old girl to say, yes, it's okay, as if that then makes it okay. And like I said, it's like she's given consent to something she doesn't understand what she's given consent to. And it's just so messed up, but it's so well written, and it's interesting to read in a very morbid way. And I realised it is the beginning, it's not like a true story based on real people. Her name in it is Vanessa Y.
there's no S on the end. So when it says to the real life Vanessa Wise of the world, she means like to the real life Vanessa Wise, she means the real life women who have gone through what she's writing about. Just thought I'd clarify that one now that I have realised what that meant. But yeah, I'm enjoying this book. Again, I don't think enjoy is the right word, but I'm intrigued by it and I want to continue reading. It really gives me Lolita vibes. I mean, in a very obvious way. But I think there's going to be a lot more to this, like I said already, with ideas about consent and her understanding of everything that's happened to her, because it's going forward and back between now when all these accusations are coming out and she's 32 years old and she still doesn't think that it was abuse, and then when it was actually happening. And obviously I'm only 60 pages in, but I think from what I've read of the synopsis throughout, she's gonna come to terms with the fact that it was abuse, but I don't know. So yes, I am going to read more now, but I will update you later. Hello and happy Monday. So quite a bit of time has passed since I last spoke to you. It is now 7:20 on Monday evening. I have spent the entire day filming, editing and uploading my new TBR game that I have just filmed for March, and it's been a long day, but I'm so glad that I did it. It's being received so well. I've had so many lovely comments already on it and everyone seems to be loving it, so yeah, it was a day well spent. But now it is time to try and get a good chunk of this book read. I am currently live on Rachel's channel doing some impromptu reading sprints, so I'm hoping to get quite a bit of My Dark Vanessa read tonight. I did stay up a little bit later last night and I read more, so I'm now on page 110 I believe, and it has gotten much darker, much more graphic. We have had some really difficult scenes to read, but I just can't get over how well written this is. I can't believe it's the author's first book, because yeah, it's just so well written. It really messes with your head and it really lets you sort of get inside Vanessa's head and how confused she is and how messed up she's been by everything that's happened. And like, her teacher, Mr. Strain, is just an awful human, but seeing the way that he like grooms her and manipulates this young 15-year-old girl, it's like morbidly interesting to see how he does that, but obviously absolutely horrifying and hugely uncomfortable to read as well. So yeah, 110 pages in, but hoping to get much more read tonight. Obviously ideally I was wanting to finish it by tonight. Not entirely sure that's possible now, but we'll see where we can get to. Hello, so I have now just reached the halfway mark of My Dark Vanessa. I'm on page 185, so yeah, halfway through. And this book is so frustrating. Like, the way he treats her is just so unbelievably manipulative. It's infuriating. Like, whenever you're reading the things that he's saying to her, you just wish that she could see through it, but obviously she can't. She's being manipulated. She's a young woman. She's being emotionally and physically abused. You can't expect her to see through that, but it's horrible. But it's even the way like he traps her. He basically tells her that if it comes out she'll be ruined and her life will be ruined and she'll be put into the foster system and she'll be forced to leave school and all this stuff, so that she can never ever tell anyone what's happening because she's convinced that it's going to completely ruin her life. And it's horrible, but it's the fact that this actually does happen, and it's terrifying to think that it does happen to so many young women. But like I said, it's such an important read. Like, I feel like everyone needs to read this and see how messed up it is and how it really messes with your own mind, because you're reading it and you're thinking of how you might react to it, but then you're also completely understanding why she's reacting the way she is, if that makes sense. And also the mum in this is a boot. Like, I just think this could have been so different if she actually had a mum that supported her and a mum that showed her any sort of love and a mum that would have listened to anything she had to say. But basically anything that happens in this, her mum is just angry at her all the time and just tells her how
basically how worthless she is and how useless she is and how disappointed she is in her. And like, it's no wonder she's so vulnerable to someone who actually might tell her that she is pretty or smart or perfect, as he calls her. But yeah, it's disgusting and it's horrible, but it's a really important read, and I am enjoying it, I guess you would say, in the sense that it is such a well written book with really important things to say. So yeah. Hello and happy Tuesday. I am not looking my best right now, but it's fine, I just woke up. But basically I'm coming here to conclude this vlog because, as you know, I got to halfway through My Dark Vanessa last night, as did Rhiannon, and then we messaged Katerina this morning and realised that she had stopped reading quite a while back to let us catch up. We thought we had more to catch up on, so now we have surpassed her by like 100 pages. So we are not going to read any of this today. We're going to let her catch up so we can read at the same pace again. Communication clearly is not our forte, but yes, you already know my thoughts on this. I am enjoying it in a sense. I think it is a really, really important read. So well written and obviously hugely uncomfortable and dark, but it needs to be. It needs to be hard hitting and it needs to get people thinking, and that's exactly what it does. So yes, this week obviously I finished Our Stop and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. One of the best rom-com contemporaries I have read recently. I absolutely loved it and I cannot wait to get to her other book, The Love Square, which is now on my March TBR thanks to TBR Pom. Much excitement. Yes, I feel like she may become like an auto-buy author for me if I love The Love Square as much as I loved Our Stop, because I love a good contemporary, especially to break up the dense fantasy and darker books that I've read. Obviously I got halfway through My Dark Vanessa and we've just been over my thoughts. So yes, that will conclude this week's weekend reading vlog. If you did enjoy this, then do please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe for more bookish content from me. Comment down below with any of your thoughts and feelings, and I will see you in my next one.